knowledge of previous existences. The arhats and pratyekabuddhas know themselves and know others in an incomplete way only. Some arhats remember 1, 2, or 3 generations. 10, 100, 1,000, or 10,000 kalpas, even 80 kalpas, but beyond that, their memory stops and they know no more. This is why they do not have the complete knowledge of the divine I. Their knowledge of future generations likewise is imperfect. On the other hand, the Buddha knows the time of arising, duration and cessation contained in a single moment, the time of arising of the fetters, the time of their duration and the time of their cessation. He knows which fetters are cut during the stage of patient acceptance of suffering and the patient acceptance of the cognition of suffering. He knows that by freeing oneself thus from the fetters, liberation of conditioned dharmas is obtained in such and such a place, and liberation of unconditioned dharmas is obtained in another place, and so on up to the patient acceptance similar to the path and the 15 mind moments of the path of seeing the truths. All of this is unknown to the Sravakas and the pratyekabuddhas because their time is limited. It is thus that the Buddha knows the history of past beings and the moment of the destruction of their impurities. He knows the future and the present in the same way. This is why he is said to be endowed with the knowledges and the practices. By practices we mean here physical and vocal acts kayavakarman. For the Buddha alone, physical and vocal acts are perfect. In all others, they present faults. He is therefore called Vidyakarane Zapana Shugita. He is also called Suyukieto, Shugita. Su means good and gata means either to go or speaking. Therefore the expression means the well-gone or the well-spoken. The Buddha has transcended by all kinds of deep concentrations and numberless great wisdoms. Thus a stanza says, the Buddha has omniscience as his chariot. By means of the eightfold noble path, he has gone to nirvana. This is why he is called Shugita, well gone. 2. He is Shugita, well spoken, because he preaches the doctrine according to the true nature of the dharmas and without being attached to the doctrine. Taking into account the degree of wisdom of his disciples, he uses every skillful means and the power of his super-knowledges to convert them. He alone knows who can be saved, who is sick or weakened, what each one needs to be saved, to whom it is suitable to preach generosity or discipline or nirvana, to whom he can expound the system of the 5 elements, the 12 causes or the 4 truths, etc. in order to introduce them into the path. It is under aspects such as these that he knows the extent of knowledge of his disciples and that, consequently, he preaches the doctrine. This is why he is called Shugita, well-spoken. Lokavid. He is also called Lukiapai, Lokavid. Loka means world and vid means to know. The expression thus means knower of the world. Question. How does he know the world? Answer. -1. He knows 2 kinds of worlds. The animate world, the inanimate world in their true nature. He knows the world, its cause, its destruction, and the supraworldly path. 2. Furthermore, his knowledge of the world is not like conventional knowledge or like heretical knowledge. He knows that the world is suffering because it is transitory, and non-substantial because it is suffering. 3. Finally, he knows that the world by its nature is neither eternal nor non-eternal, neither finite nor infinite, neither changing nor unchanging. He is not attached to such characteristics. Pure, eternal, unalterable. The world is like space. This is why he is called Lokavid. Anuttara. B. He is also called Aniyutulo, Anuttara. I.e. without superior. Why is he Anuttara? 1. Nirvana is the highest dharma. The Buddha alone knows this nirvana. He has not learned it from another. Besides, he guides beings and leads them to nirvana. Just as nirvana is without superior among all the dharmas, so the Buddha is without superior among beings. 2. Furthermore, no one is his equal and, a fortiori, surpasses him in discipline, samadhi, and wisdom. This is why he is called anuttara. 3. Furthermore, a indicates negation and uttara means refutation. All the systems of the heretics can be refuted and destroyed because they are false and impure. But the doctrine of the Buddha cannot be either refuted or destroyed because it escapes any discussion. It is true and pure. This is why he is called anuttara. Purasatamaya. He is also called Fulia Chati and Miao Solo Ti. Purusha means man, Dhamaya means to be converted, and Sarthi means the leader of a caravan. The expression thus means leader of the caravan of men to be converted. 1. With his great loving kindness, his great compassion and his great wisdom he uses a voice that is sometimes sweet, sometimes harsh, sometimes lukewarm so that the caravan does not lose its way. Some stanzas say, the doctrine of the Buddha is a chariot, the disciples are the horses, the true dharmas are the merchandise, the Buddha is the leader. When the horses stray from the path and wander from the way, the Buddha corrects them and controls them. If they do not spurn his orders, he carefully sets them back onto the narrow path. But if they are incorrigible, he abandons them. This is why he is a peerless leader. 2. Furthermore, there are 5 kinds of leaders. The law of one's parents, brothers and sisters and the family, the law of the village head, the law of the mandarin. These 3 laws govern the present life. King Yen Lo, Yama, governs the future life, the Buddha ensures the well-being of beings. By present happiness, future happiness, and the happiness of nirvana. This is why he is the supreme leader. People do away with the first 4 laws soon enough. They are unable always to observe them. The Buddha governs men by means of the threefold path. He never abandons them along the way. Just as the self-nature of fire accompanies fire until it is extinguished, so the Buddha, who procures good dharmas for men, follows them up to their death and does not abandon them. This is why the Buddha is called Purasatamaya. Question. The Buddha converts women also and makes them fond of the path. Why is it a question of men only in the name Purasatamaya? Answer. 1 Because men are noble whereas women are lowly, because the woman follows the